Welcome to Quiet Universe, where we journey to the farthest corners of our world and beyond. Today, plunging into the ocean's deepest, darkest abyss, the Hadal Zone. Imagine a place so remote and hostile that it seems more like an alien world than part of our own planet. Down here, sunlight has never touched the water, the pressure could crush a human like a tin can, and the creatures that call this place home have evolved in ways that defy the imagination. In this video, we'll explore the secrets of the Hadal Zone, the mysterious trenches that make up this extreme environment, and the life forms that thrive under conditions that would be lethal to almost everything else. We'll also dive into related topics like deep sea life adaptations, the geology of these vast oceanic trenches, and the cutting-edge technology that allows us to explore this hidden world. Get comfortable, let the calm of the deep ocean wash over you, and join us as we unveil the mysteries of the Hadal Zone, where the wonders of our planet are just as mysterious as the stars above. The Hadal Zone, named after Hades, the ancient Greek god of the underworld, represents the deepest and most enigmatic part of the ocean. Located from 6,000 meters to over 11,000 meters below the surface, it is a realm so distant and forbidding that it almost feels disconnected from the rest of Earth. Yet, it is here, in the dark and crushing depths, where the geology of the planet reveals some of its most profound mysteries. Imagine standing on the edge of a vast abyss, knowing that beneath you lies an uncharted world, a world that stretches deeper than Mount Everest is tall. The geology of the Hadal Zone is unlike anything found in more familiar environments. This zone is primarily characterized by deep ocean trenches, which are formed by the movement of tectonic plates. The Earth's lithosphere is not a single, solid shell, but rather a series of large plates that float atop the more fluid asthenosphere. Where these plates converge, one is often forced beneath another in a process known as subduction. It is this relentless grinding and sinking of tectonic plates that creates the deep trenches of the Hadal Zone. As these plates descend into the Earth's mantle, they carry with them sediments and sometimes even parts of continents, plunging them into the darkness. The pressure at these depths is almost unfathomable, over 1,000 times the atmospheric pressure at sea level. This intense pressure compresses the sediments into tightly packed layers, some of which date back millions of years. These layers are like the pages of an ancient book, each one telling a story of Earth's past, of ancient seas and lost continents, of cataclysmic events that shaped the world above. The ocean floor here is not a smooth, lifeless plain, but rather a landscape of towering mountains, steep cliffs, and deep valleys. The trenches themselves are often flanked by volcanic arcs, chains of islands and underwater volcanoes formed as the descending plate melts and generates magma. This magma rises to the surface, creating some of the most explosive and dynamic geological features on the planet. The seafloor is also dotted with hydrothermal vents, where superheated water-rich and minerals gushes from cracks in the Earth's crust. These vents support unique ecosystems, but they also play a role in the geochemical cycles that shape the ocean and the planet as a whole. In the Hadal Zone, the Earth's crust is thinner, and the mantle is closer to the surface than anywhere else. This proximity means that the zone is a hotbed for seismic activity. Earthquakes are common, and they can trigger underwater landslides that send billions of tons of sediment cascading down the trench walls. These landslides can reshape the seafloor in an instant, creating new features and erasing others. A reminder that even in this seemingly eternal darkness, change is constant. The geology of the Hadal Zone is not just about rock and sediment, though. It is a story of extremes. The immense pressure alters the physical properties of the materials found here. Rocks that would shatter at shallower depths become malleable, almost plastic, under such pressure. The minerals in these rocks can change, forming new, rare types that are only found in this extreme environment. The water itself, forced into every available pore and crevice, becomes a part of the rock, altering its composition and behavior. Human exploration of this zone is a relatively recent endeavor, and each expedition brings back data that challenges our understanding of geology. The samples collected from these depths often defy expectations, revealing that the Earth's interior is more complex and dynamic than we ever imagined. These rocks and sediments are not just inert materials, but active participants in the geological processes that shape our planet. They are witnesses to the slow, grinding movement of the Earth's plates, to the violent eruptions of underwater volcanoes, and to the quiet accumulation of sediments over millennia. In a way, the Hadal Zone is a mirror of the human experience, vast, unexplored, full of potential for discovery, and yet fraught with challenges and dangers. It is a place where the forces of nature are laid bare, where the Earth reveals its power and complexity in ways that are both awe-inspiring and humbling. To study the geology of the Hadal Zone is to peer into the depths of our planet's soul, to understand the processes that have shaped the world we live in, and to realize that there is still so much we do not know. It is a reminder that, despite all our advances, the Earth remains a place of mystery and wonder, a place where every discovery opens the door to new questions and deeper understanding. Beneath the restless surface of the world's oceans, where the sunlight fades into an eternal twilight and the waters grow colder, lies one of the most enigmatic and haunting places on Earth: oceanic trenches. These immense, deep scars in the ocean floor stretch thousands of kilometers across the seabed, embodying a world that seems almost alien, untouched by time and distant from human experience. The trenches are formed by the immense forces of plate tectonics, where the Earth's crust is pulled apart and driven into the molten depths below. As the oceanic plate descends, it pulls the seabed into a steep and seemingly endless descent. Here, in these profound depths, lies the Mariana Trench, the deepest of them all, plunging nearly 36,000 feet into the darkness, a place where the pressure is so intense that it defies imagination. It's a realm where the human body would be instantly crushed, where light has no reach, and where the cold is a constant, bone-chilling reality. Yet, despite the extreme conditions, life finds a way. Strange and alien creatures, adapted to the crushing darkness, glide through these abyssal plains. They are often translucent, with bioluminescent organs that cast an eerie glow in the pitch-black waters. These beings, many of which seem like something out of a dream or a nightmare, live out their entire existence in a place so far removed from our understanding of life that it challenges our very perception of what it means to be alive. In these trenches, the Earth itself seems alive, constantly shifting and moving. Hydrothermal vents spew out scalding water, rich with minerals, creating a bizarre and toxic environment where only the most resilient organisms can survive. These vents, with their towering mineral chimneys, stand as testaments to the raw, untamed power of the Earth beneath the ocean's surface. They are a stark reminder that the ocean, in all its vastness, is not a static, tranquil place, but a dynamic and ever-changing world, as volatile and unpredictable as the planet itself. The sediments that settle at the bottom of these trenches hold the history of the Earth, layer upon layer of the past, preserved in the stillness of the deep. They are like the pages of an ancient, unread book, filled with secrets waiting to be uncovered. Here, in the quiet darkness, the remnants of ancient organisms, the echoes of past cataclysms, and the whispers of the Earth's geological processes are all preserved in a time capsule, buried in the silence of the abyss. Humanity's attempts to explore these depths have been few and far between. The challenges of reaching such remote and hostile places are immense. The technology needed to withstand the pressure and the cold is complex, and the risks are considerable. Yet, the lure of the unknown drives us forward, pushing the boundaries of our knowledge and capabilities. Those who have ventured into these depths, like the crew of the submersible Trieste, which first touched the bottom of the Mariana Trench in 1960, describe the experience as otherworldly, a journey to a place that feels as far removed from the surface world as another planet. The oceanic trenches are not just geological formations. They are profound mysteries, reminders of how little we truly know about our own planet. They are places where the Earth's power is on full display, where life adapts in ways that defy our expectations, and where the boundaries of human exploration are constantly being tested. These trenches are the final frontiers of our planet, places where the unknown still holds sway, where the deep, dark ocean whispers secrets that have yet to be revealed, and where the true nature of our world is still waiting to be understood. In the end, the oceanic trenches stand as a testament to the enduring mystery of the Earth. They are places of awe and wonder, where the human spirit of exploration meets the raw, untamed forces of nature. They remind us that even in an age where we feel we have mapped every corner of our planet, there are still places that remain beyond our reach, waiting to be discovered. These trenches, with their dark, foreboding depths and their alien inhabitants, challenge us to look beyond the surface, to push the boundaries of our knowledge, and to seek out the hidden truths that lie at the very bottom of the world. Imagine standing on the edge of a great abyss, peering into the dark unknown, where the light from above fades into an eternal twilight. This is the Mariana Trench, a place so distant from the familiar world that it feels almost otherworldly. It's a scar in the Earth's crust, carved out over millions of years, stretching nearly 1,550 miles across the Pacific Ocean floor. This trench is the deepest part of the world's oceans, a place where the pressure is so immense that it defies comprehension. Up to 8 tons per square inch, enough to crush nearly anything that dares to venture into its depths. Yet, despite its hostile environment, it's a realm of profound mystery and fascination, a frontier that continues to captivate human imagination. At the very bottom of the Mariana Trench lies Challenger Deep, the deepest point on Earth. It's a place that fewer people have visited than have walked on the moon. To reach this depth, nearly 36,000 feet below the ocean's surface, one must descend through an environment that gradually transforms from the sunlit epipelagic zone, where life thrives and light penetrates, to the aphotic zone, where darkness reigns supreme, and then finally to the Hadal Zone, a world where the rules of survival are rewritten. The journey to Challenger Deep is not just a physical descent, but a psychological one, as explorers must confront the alien nature of this world, a place where the concept of life as we know it is stretched to its limits. As you sink deeper into this abyss, the water becomes colder, denser, and the pressure builds to unimaginable levels. The crushing weight of the ocean above doesn't allow for errors or second chances. It's a reminder of the limits of human ambition and the resilience of the few who have dared to push those boundaries. Down here, in the crushing blackness, life exists in forms that seem both familiar and alien. Strange, ghostly creatures drift through the water, some with transparent bodies, others with bioluminescent appendages that create brief, eerie glimmers in the darkness. These creatures have evolved in ways that challenge our understanding of biology, adapting to the intense pressure and lack of light in ways that seem almost miraculous. They are the sentinels of this deep, hidden world, guardians of secrets that humanity is only beginning to uncover. The seafloor here is not a barren desert, but a landscape sculpted by forces we barely understand. Hydrothermal vents spew superheated water and minerals, creating towering chimneys known as black smokers, where life clusters in a frenzy of activity. These oases of life are powered not by sunlight, but by chemosynthesis, a process that turns chemical energy into life-sustaining energy, a concept that once seemed inconceivable to us. Nearby, brine pools, lakes within the ocean, form strange, toxic environments where only the hardiest organisms can survive. These pools are dense with salt, creating a layer that is so lethal that most life forms perish upon contact. Yet, even in these toxic environments, life finds a way, clinging to existence in the most unlikely of places. Human exploration of the Mariana Trench and Challenger Deep is a testament to our insatiable curiosity, a drive to explore the unknown, no matter how dangerous or inaccessible. The first manned descent into Challenger Deep, achieved by Jacques Picard and Don Walsh in the Trieste in 1960, was a moment of triumph, a leap into the great unknown that opened a new chapter in our understanding of the ocean. Their journey was perilous, their tiny vessel creaking under the unimaginable pressure, the view from their small porthole revealing a world that had never before been seen by human eyes. The silence, broken only by the sounds of the ocean pressing in on them, was both eerie and humbling. They touched down at the bottom, a place so remote and alien that it might as well have been on another planet. In the years since, technological advances have allowed for further exploration, with remotely operated vehicles, ROVs, and deep-sea submersibles capturing images and samples from these depths. Yet, despite all our advances, Challenger Deep remains a place of mystery. Each new dive reveals something unexpected: new species, strange geological formations, sounds that defy explanation. The trench is like a living entity, a reminder that the Earth still holds many secrets, some of which may never be fully understood. For those who have ventured into the depths of the Mariana Trench, the experience is transformative. It's a journey that forces one to confront the limits of human knowledge and the vastness of the natural world. Standing on the seafloor, surrounded by darkness, you are no longer the explorer. You are the intruder, a visitor in a world that exists in a state of constant flux, shaped by forces both seen and unseen. It's a humbling experience, one that stays with you long after you've returned to the surface. The Mariana Trench and Challenger Deep are more than just geographical features. They are symbols of the unknown, of the parts of our world that remain just out of reach. They are a reminder that, even in the age of satellites and supercomputers, there are still places on Earth that defy our understanding, that challenge our perceptions of life, and that inspire us to keep exploring, no matter how dark or deep the journey may be. In this vast, unexplored frontier, we catch a glimpse of the raw power of nature and the enduring mystery of the world beneath the waves. Imagine venturing into the darkest, most remote corners of our planet, where the crushing weight of water towers above, where sunlight has never pierced, and where life exists in forms so alien they seem otherworldly. This is the deep sea, an environment so hostile that it has remained largely unexplored, a place where humans have only recently begun to probe its mysteries. The challenges of deep-sea exploration are monumental, and yet, our relentless curiosity drives us to create technologies that can withstand the abyssal pressures, the freezing temperatures, and the complete absence of light. Deep-sea exploration is not just about machines and sensors. It's about the human spirit of discovery, the desire to understand the unknown, and the persistent drive to go where no one has gone before. To explore the deep sea, we've had to overcome one of the most daunting natural barriers on Earth: pressure. At the depths of the ocean, pressure increases dramatically, crushing anything unprepared for its force. Engineers and scientists have developed submersibles capable of descending to these extreme depths, designed with specially reinforced hulls that can withstand the immense weight of the water pressing in from all sides. These submersibles, often remotely operated, are equipped with high-definition cameras, robotic arms, and an array of sensors, allowing us to observe and interact with the deep-sea environment in real time. The darkness of the deep sea presents another formidable challenge. Light doesn't penetrate these depths, and without it, the human eye is rendered useless. To navigate and explore this black void, we've equipped our submersibles with powerful lights that can illuminate the surroundings, revealing the eerie landscapes of the ocean floor and the creatures that inhabit them. But even the best artificial light can only reach so far, which means much of what lies beyond remains shrouded in mystery, leaving us with only glimpses of this hidden world. Temperature is another factor that makes deep-sea exploration so challenging. As one descends into the ocean's depths, the temperature plummets, approaching the freezing point. To operate in this environment, we've had to design equipment that can function flawlessly in near-freezing conditions. The materials used must resist corrosion from the salty seawater while maintaining their structural integrity under the intense pressure and low temperatures. Communication in the deep sea is another puzzle we've had to solve. Traditional radio waves, which work well in the atmosphere, are virtually useless underwater. Instead, we rely on acoustic signals, using sound waves to transmit data between submersibles and surface ships. These signals allow us to remotely control our exploration vehicles and to receive real-time data from the deep ocean. However, even acoustic signals have their limitations. They travel slowly through water and can be distorted by the underwater environment, making communication a complex and often delicate operation. But beyond the technical challenges lies something far more profound: the human element. Every piece of technology used in deep-sea exploration is a testament to human ingenuity, a reflection of our collective desire to understand the unknown. The individuals who design, build, and operate these machines are driven by a passion for discovery, a fascination with the mysteries of the deep. They are explorers in the truest sense, pushing the boundaries of what is possible, not just for the sake of knowledge, but for the thrill of uncovering something new, something that has never been seen before. The deep sea is a frontier that remains largely unexplored, a place where the line between science and adventure blurs. As we continue to develop new technologies, we push further into this dark, alien world, driven by the same curiosity that has propelled humans to explore the highest mountains and the farthest reaches of space. Each new dive, the Hadal Zone, the deepest part of the ocean, has long been a place of mystery and wonder, a realm that seems almost otherworldly. It is a place where the darkness is absolute and the pressures are immense, reaching levels that could easily crush a human being. Yet, it is within this forbidding environment that some of the most astonishing aspects of human exploration take place. Imagine the journey of a deep-sea explorer venturing into the abyss in a specially designed submersible. As the craft descends, the light from the surface fades, replaced by an inky blackness that seems to swallow everything. The only sounds are the hum of the submersible systems and the occasional creak of the hull as it withstands the increasing pressure. The water outside becomes denser, the temperature drops, and the sense of isolation grows. It's a journey into the unknown, a descent into a place that few have seen, where the laws of nature seem to be rewritten. The human spirit, driven by curiosity and the desire to understand, propels this journey forward. It's not just a technical feat, though the engineering behind such missions is nothing short of miraculous. it's also a deeply human endeavor. The Hadal Zone represents one of the last frontiers on Earth, a place where we can still experience the thrill of true exploration, of pushing beyond the boundaries of what we know and what we are comfortable with. It's a place that tests not only our technology but also our resolve, our willingness to confront the vast and the unknown. As the submersible reaches the depths of the Hadal Zone, the landscape that comes into view is surreal. Here, the seafloor is a desolate, alien world, shaped by forces that are difficult to comprehend. Vast trenches and valleys stretch out into the darkness, carved over millions of years by tectonic forces. The walls of these trenches rise steeply, like the jagged teeth of some ancient creature. And yet, despite the harsh conditions, life persists. Strange, ghostly creatures glide through the water, their forms adapted to the crushing pressure and perpetual night. These are beings that have evolved in complete isolation, cut off from the rest of the world by the vast expanse of water above them. For the human explorer, encountering these creatures is a profound experience. It's a reminder that life is resilient, that it can thrive in even the most extreme environments. But it also raises questions about how life began, how it can adapt to such conditions, and what other mysteries the deep ocean might hold. Each new discovery in the Hadal Zone is a piece of a puzzle that helps us understand not just the ocean, but life itself. Yet, the exploration of the Hadal Zone is not without its challenges. The conditions are so extreme that even the most advanced technology struggles to function here. The submersibles must be carefully designed to withstand the pressure, which can exceed 1,000 times the atmospheric pressure at sea level. Every descent is a calculated risk, with the potential for equipment failure or worse. The explorers who embark on these missions are acutely aware of the dangers, yet they choose to go, driven by a desire to see what lies at the bottom of the world. The Hadal Zone also holds clues to the history of our planet. The sediments that accumulate in these deep trenches contain records of past climate changes, tectonic activity, and even cosmic events. By studying these sediments, scientists can piece together the story of Earth's past, gaining insights into the processes that have shaped our planet over billions of years. It's a form of time travel, a way of looking back into the history of our world and understanding the forces that have made it what it is today. But beyond the scientific value, there is something almost spiritual about exploring the Hadal Zone. It's a reminder of our smallness in the grand scheme of things, of the vastness of the Earth and the universe beyond it. In the darkness of the deep ocean, cut off from the familiar sights and sounds of the surface world, there is a sense of isolation that can be both terrifying and awe-inspiring. It's a place where the usual rules don't apply, where time seems to stand still, and where the boundaries between the physical and the metaphysical blur. The human exploration of the Hadal Zone is, in many ways, a journey into ourselves. It forces us to confront our fears, our limitations, and our desire for knowledge. It's a journey that tests our ingenuity, our courage, and our capacity for wonder. And as we continue to explore this final frontier, we are reminded of the incredible resilience of the human spirit, of our ability to push beyond the boundaries of what is known and into the realms of the unknown. In the end, the Hadal Zone is more than just a physical space. It's a symbol of the human desire to explore, to understand, and to connect with something larger than ourselves. It's a reminder that even in the most extreme conditions, life finds a way to persist, and that there are still mysteries in the world that we have yet to uncover. The exploration of the Hadal Zone is a testament to our unending curiosity, our drive to explore the unknown, and our quest to understand the world around us. It's a journey that is as much about the human spirit as it is about the ocean depths, a journey that takes us to the edge of what is possible and invites us to look beyond. The allure of the deep sea has long captivated humanity, drawing explorers into the darkest and most mysterious regions of our planet. Each expedition into these abyssal depths is a journey not just through physical space, but through the boundaries of human courage and imagination. The ocean's depths, with their crushing pressures and impenetrable darkness, have remained one of the final frontiers of human exploration, a place where the ordinary laws of nature seem to give way to something far more enigmatic. The earliest attempts to probe these depths were fraught with peril, as the technology of the time struggled to withstand the harsh conditions. In the late 19th century, the HMS Challenger embarked on a groundbreaking voyage that would forever change our understanding of the oceans. For nearly 4 years, this steam-assisted Royal Navy ship traversed the globe, sounding the depths and cataloging the strange life forms that thrived far beneath the waves. The Challenger's crew faced countless challenges, from treacherous seas to the technical limitations of their equipment, yet their perseverance paved the way for modern oceanography. The data they collected would become the foundation of our knowledge of the deep sea, revealing a world that was as rich in life as it was alien to our understanding. Decades later, with the advent of more advanced submersibles, humanity was finally able to venture deeper, pushing past the limits that had once seemed insurmountable. The 1960 descent of the bathyscaphe Trieste into the Mariana Trench stands as a testament to human determination. This vessel, piloted by Swiss engineer Jacques Picard and U.S. Navy Lieutenant Don Walsh, descended nearly 7 miles into the ocean's depths, reaching a place so remote that it was akin to visiting another world. The journey was fraught with uncertainty. The immense pressure at such depths could easily have crushed the small vessel, yet Picard and Walsh pressed on, driven by a desire to see what no human had seen before. When they finally reached the bottom, they found a desolate landscape, yet even here, life had found a way to survive. In the years that followed, other explorers would continue to push the boundaries, each expedition revealing more about the deep sea's mysteries. Yet, for all the technological advancements, there remained an ever-present sense of vulnerability. The ocean depths, with their immense pressure and near-freezing temperatures, are an environment utterly hostile to human life. Every expedition is a dance with danger, a delicate balance between curiosity and caution. It is a place where the human spirit is tested, where the vastness of the unknown can inspire both awe and fear. The more recent dives, such as those led by filmmaker James Cameron in the Deep-Sea Challenger, have continued this tradition of exploration. Cameron's descent to the bottom of the Mariana Trench in 2012 was not just a scientific mission, but a deeply personal quest, driven by a lifelong fascination with the ocean. As he descended alone into the depths, Cameron experienced a profound sense of isolation, surrounded by the vast, silent expanse of the deep sea. Yet, even in this most alien of environments, there was a connection, a reminder of the shared human experience of exploration, of pushing beyond the known to uncover the mysteries that lie beyond. Throughout all these expeditions, the human element is ever present. It is in the determination of the explorers who risk their lives to venture into the unknown, in the wonder and awe they feel as they gaze upon landscapes that have never before been seen by human eyes, and in the deep respect they hold for the ocean, a place of both beauty and terror. These journeys into the abyss are not just about discovering new species or mapping the ocean floor. They are about exploring the limits of what it means to be human. The deep ocean, with all its dangers and wonders, is a mirror to our own nature, a place where the boundaries of fear and curiosity blur, where the drive to explore is tempered by the knowledge of the risks involved. Each historical expedition to the deepest oceans has added a new chapter to the story of human exploration, a story that is still being written. It is a tale of courage, of pushing beyond the limits of the possible, and of a deep-seated desire to understand the world we live in. The ocean's depths may be dark and forbidding, but they are also a place of profound beauty and mystery, a place where humanity's greatest strengths and deepest fears come to the fore. And in the end, it is this human element, the courage, the curiosity, the resilience, that makes these expeditions so compelling, a reminder of what we are capable of when we dare to venture into the unknown. The ocean, with its vast and unexplored depths, is a realm where life has adapted to some of the most extreme conditions on Earth. Imagine descending into the deep, where sunlight fades to darkness and the pressure begins to build, pressing in on all sides. For humans, this pressure, known as hydrostatic pressure, would be unbearable, crushing the body under the immense weight of the water. Yet, for the creatures that inhabit these depths, it is simply the environment they have always known. As you sink further, deeper into the abyss, the water exerts an ever-increasing force. At just 10 meters below the surface, the pressure doubles, and it continues to rise steadily, reaching levels that would crumple a submarine like a soda can. The Mariana Trench, the deepest part of the ocean, is a place where the pressure is over 1,000 times that at sea level, an unimaginable force for anything accustomed to the surface. For the fish, crustaceans, and other organisms that dwell here, this pressure isn't just a challenge to be overcome. It shapes every aspect of their existence. Marine life in the deep ocean has evolved in ways that are as fascinating as they are mysterious. Their bodies are specially adapted to withstand the crushing pressures of their environment. Unlike land animals, which rely on rigid skeletons to support their bodies against gravity, many deep-sea creatures have soft, flexible bodies that can compress under pressure without being damaged. Their cells and tissues are filled with a type of protein that prevents them from collapsing, while their enzymes and biochemical processes are tailored to function optimally under these extreme conditions. It's as if their very essence has been sculpted by the deep ocean, each feature fine-tuned to thrive where others would be obliterated. Consider, for a moment, the giant squid, a creature of legend and lore, often depicted as a monstrous, fearsome beast. In reality, this elusive giant is a marvel of deep-sea adaptation. Its massive body, with eyes the size of dinner plates, is built to withstand the enormous pressures of the deep, where it hunts in near-total darkness. Its ability to function under such extreme conditions is not just a testament to the resilience of life, but to the quiet power of evolution. Each beat of its heart, each contraction of its muscles, is a dance with pressure, a delicate balance that allows it to exist where most life would be crushed. But it's not just the physical structures of these creatures that are influenced by hydrostatic pressure. Their very way of life is shaped by it. The deep ocean is a world of scarcity. Light, food, and companions are all hard to come by. Here, creatures have developed unique behaviors and survival strategies. Some, like the anglerfish, have evolved to lure prey to them with bioluminescent bait, minimizing the energy they need to expend in the hunt. Others, like certain deep-sea crabs, feed on the sparse remains of organisms that sink from above, making do with whatever the deep currents bring their way. And then there are the creatures that form the backbone of deep-sea ecosystems, the microbes. These tiny organisms thrive in environments that would be lethal to others, metabolizing chemicals like sulfur and methane in the absence of sunlight. They are the unseen engineers of the deep, converting these chemicals into energy that supports entire communities of life. Without these microbes, the deep ocean would be a barren wasteland, devoid of the strange and wondrous creatures that make their home there. Yet, for all their adaptations, the deep-sea creatures are not invincible. Changes in pressure, even small ones, can be deadly. When brought to the surface, where the pressure is vastly lower, these creatures often suffer catastrophic damage. Their cells rupture, their bodies swell, and their delicate biochemical processes break down. It's as if they are being torn from the very fabric of their existence, a tragic reminder of how intimately they are connected to their world of pressure. In this way, hydrostatic pressure is not just a force of nature, but a sculptor of life, shaping it in ways that are both beautiful and brutal. The deep ocean, with its crushing pressure and inky darkness, is a place where life has been pushed to its limits and has emerged in forms that are both alien and awe-inspiring. It is a world that challenges our understanding of what life can be, a reminder that even in the most extreme conditions, life finds a way to endure, to adapt, and to thrive. The ocean's depths are a place of profound darkness and crushing pressure, where sunlight never penetrates and temperatures hover near freezing. Yet, in this seemingly inhospitable realm, life thrives in ways that defy our expectations. Imagine yourself descending into the abyss, the light above slowly fading until all that surrounds you is an inky blackness. The pressure mounts with each meter, a relentless force that could crush the hull of a submersible if it weren't engineered to withstand such extremes. But for the creatures that dwell here, this is home, and they have evolved to navigate this world with remarkable adaptations that seem almost otherworldly. The human experience in such an environment would be one of overwhelming alienation. Imagine the air slowly thinning around you, the warmth of the sun a distant memory. Yet, the inhabitants of the deep have adapted to these conditions with a quiet resilience. Bioluminescence, a common feature among deep-sea creatures, serves as both a lure and a means of communication. Picture the gentle glow of a lanternfish, its light a beacon in the darkness, attracting prey or potential mates in an environment where sight is often a luxury. For us, light is a constant companion, but in the deep sea, it is a rare and precious resource, one that must be generated from within. The cold, too, is an enemy in these depths, yet the creatures here have developed ways to thrive in near-freezing temperatures. Their metabolisms are slow, conserving energy in a world where food is scarce. Envision a slow, deliberate movement through the water, a dance of survival where every motion is calculated to preserve the energy that is so hard to come by. Human beings, accustomed to the warmth of the sun and the abundance of food, would find such an existence unbearably austere. But for these creatures, it is a way of life, one that has been honed over millions of years. Pressure is perhaps the most daunting challenge of the deep sea, a force so immense that it would crush a human body without the protection of technology. Yet, the inhabitants of this world have bodies built to withstand this crushing weight. Their structures are flexible, their tissues adapted to resist the immense pressures that would otherwise render them immobile. Imagine the sensation of being compressed from all sides, your body forced to adapt or perish. It is a reality that these creatures face every day, yet they do so with an ease that belies the extreme nature of their environment. The absence of light and the scarcity of food have driven the evolution of senses that are finely tuned to the deep-sea environment. Many deep-sea creatures have developed heightened senses of smell and touch, navigating their dark world with an acute awareness of their surroundings. Picture yourself in complete darkness, relying on your other senses to guide you. Every sound and scent amplified, every movement felt with a heightened sensitivity. It is a way of being that is alien to us, yet perfectly suited to life in the deep. The deep sea is also a place of strange and wondrous forms, creatures that seem more like the products of a fevered imagination than of natural evolution. Anglerfish with their grotesque lures, giant squid with eyes the size of dinner plates, and gelatinous creatures that drift like phantoms in the water. All of these beings have adapted in ways that challenge our understanding of life itself. For a human, encountering such creatures would be a moment of profound disorientation, a reminder of how little we truly know about the world beneath the waves. As you imagine these beings, consider the fragility of our own existence, the way we cling to the thin layer of atmosphere that separates us from the vacuum of space or the crushing depths of the ocean. The creatures of the deep remind us that life is not confined to the narrow band of conditions that we find comfortable. It is a force that finds a way to persist, to adapt, to thrive in even the most extreme environments. In the deep sea, life is stripped to its essentials: survival, adaptation, and the ceaseless quest for sustenance. It is a world that, in its starkness, reflects something fundamental about the nature of existence itself, a reminder that life is a fragile, yet resilient, thread woven through the vast and often hostile fabric of the universe. In the remote and harsh corners of our planet, where life seems improbable, tiny organisms known as microbes defy expectations. These resilient life forms inhabit environments that are extreme by any measure, places where humans would struggle to survive for even a moment. Imagine the crushing pressure of the deep ocean, thousands of meters below the surface, where sunlight is an alien concept and temperatures hover just above freezing. Here, in the pitch-black darkness, microbial life thrives in ways that challenge our understanding of biology. These microbes, some of which belong to ancient lineages that have persisted for billions of years, have adapted to survive the immense pressure, finding energy in chemical processes that occur around hydrothermal vents. They live in complete isolation from the energy of the sun, relying instead on the heat and minerals released by the Earth itself. Consider the barren, icy landscapes of Antarctica, where temperatures plummet to levels that would freeze human skin in seconds. Yet, beneath layers of ice, in subglacial lakes cut off from the world for millions of years, microbial communities endure. These organisms survive in the absence of light, in water that is supercooled, and with scarce nutrients, pushing the limits of what we once thought possible for life. They've adapted to this cold, inhospitable world, slowing their metabolism to a crawl, living in a state of near hibernation, patiently awaiting the rare moments when conditions might briefly improve. Then there are the acidic hot springs, where water bubbles up from deep within the earth, heated to near boiling temperatures and laced with toxic chemicals. The air here is thick with the smell of sulfur, and the water is so acidic that it would burn through human skin. Yet, in this hellish environment, thermophilic microbes have found a way to not just survive, but to flourish. These organisms have evolved specialized proteins that remain stable in extreme heat, allowing their cellular machinery to function where most life would perish. In this unforgiving environment, these microbes turn the energy from chemical reactions into the fuel they need to live, demonstrating a remarkable flexibility in the biochemistry of life. These extreme environments are not just hostile. They are alien, resembling the conditions we might find on other planets or moons. And yet, despite their isolation and the hardships they face, the microbes in these environments have carved out niches where they thrive. This raises profound questions about the nature of life itself. If microbes can survive in such conditions on Earth, Could they also exist in similar environments elsewhere in the universe? Perhaps beneath the icy crust of Jupiter's moon Europa, in the subsurface oceans of Saturn's moon Enceladus, or even in the methane lakes of Titan, microbial life might be clinging to existence in ways we have yet to discover. For us, as humans, these microbes are not just subjects of scientific curiosity. They are a reminder of the extraordinary adaptability of life. They show us that life can take hold in the most unexpected places, finding ways to endure where we would never think to look. In studying them, we are not just learning about the limits of life on Earth, but also expanding our understanding of what life might look like elsewhere in the cosmos. It is a humbling thought, knowing that life is not confined to the warm, comfortable environments we are accustomed to but can emerge in places that seem utterly inhospitable. As we probe these extreme environments, we are not just searching for the origins of life on Earth, but also contemplating the broader possibilities of life throughout the universe. In these tiny, resilient microbes, we find echoes of a greater mystery, one that challenges our place in the cosmos and invites us to look beyond the familiar, to the vast unknown that lies both within and beyond our world. In the crushing depths of the ocean, where sunlight cannot penetrate and the weight of water above is almost unimaginable, life has found a way to thrive through a process as remarkable as the environment itself. In these dark recesses, known as the Hadal Zone, organisms have adapted to a world devoid of light by relying on chemosynthesis, a process that, while less familiar than photosynthesis, is no less vital for sustaining life. Unlike the vibrant ecosystems of the sunlit surface that depend on the energy of the sun, these creatures derive their energy from the very chemicals that seep out of the Earth's crust, creating a world that is both alien and fascinating. Chemosynthesis is a process where certain microbes, primarily bacteria, convert inorganic molecules, such as hydrogen sulfide or methane, into organic molecules that serve as food for themselves and, by extension, for the larger organisms that prey on them. This transformation of seemingly toxic chemicals into the building blocks of life occurs in environments that are harsh and extreme, where temperatures can fluctuate dramatically and pressures are intense enough to crush a human body. Yet, in these places where no human eye has ever seen without the aid of technology, life persists. Imagine a brine pool at the bottom of the ocean, where dense, salty water forms a lake within the sea itself. The edges of this pool are teeming with life, tube worms, clams, and shrimp, all sustained by the chemosynthetic bacteria that flourish in these conditions. These bacteria are like tiny alchemists, converting the lethal hydrogen sulfide that seeps from the Earth's crust into energy, which in turn supports a complex web of life. The organisms that inhabit these environments have adapted not only to survive but to thrive in a world where the rules of life as we know them are completely upended. The Hadal Zone, with its mysterious black smokers and hydrothermal vents, is home to some of the most extreme forms of life on Earth. Here, chemosynthetic bacteria form the base of the food chain, feeding organisms that have evolved to withstand the extreme conditions. Giant tube worms, for example, have no digestive system. Instead, they host these bacteria within their bodies, relying entirely on them for nourishment. It is a relationship that speaks to the resilience and adaptability of life, even in the most inhospitable environments. The energy that sustains these ecosystems comes from the Earth's internal heat, which drives the chemical reactions that these bacteria rely on. This process is a stark contrast to the sun-driven photosynthesis that powers life on the surface. It suggests that life is not confined to the conditions we once thought were essential, but can emerge wherever there is energy to be harnessed, no matter how extreme or unexpected the source may be. In these deep, dark places, the boundaries of what we understand as life are stretched, revealing the astonishing capacity for organisms to adapt and evolve in ways that are both wondrous and humbling. Chemosynthesis in the Hadal Zone is more than just a survival strategy. It is a testament to the tenacity of life. These organisms, often existing in complete isolation from the world above, have developed entirely unique ways of living that challenge our perceptions of biology. They remind us that life, in its endless forms, is not just a product of its environment, but also a master of its own survival, capable of thriving in places where the conditions seem almost impossible. As we continue to explore these dark, enigmatic corners of our planet, we are constantly reminded of how little we know and how much there is yet to discover. The organisms that call these extreme environments home are not just surviving. They are flourishing, turning what we might consider a barren wasteland into a vibrant, albeit hidden, ecosystem. Their existence forces us to reconsider the limits of life on Earth and possibly beyond, opening our minds to the possibilities that might exist in other, equally extreme environments elsewhere in the universe. Imagine drifting into the abyss, where the sun's light is nothing but a distant memory, swallowed by the crushing depths. Down here, in the Hadal Zone, the ocean's floor stretches out like a vast, alien landscape, silent except for the soft whispers of the deep. But within this seemingly endless darkness, life has found a way to paint the void with light. Bioluminescence, the eerie glow that dances through the water, is the language of survival. It is not just a trick of nature, but a profound response to the darkness that surrounds it. In this world, light is more than just illumination. It's communication, a beacon of existence, and a flicker of hope in an otherwise unforgiving environment. The creatures that live here, far removed from the world above, have evolved to harness this light. They have turned darkness into a canvas, painting it with flashes and glimmers that reveal their presence, warn of danger, or lure unsuspecting prey. The way they glow is not random. It's a calculated act, a message carefully crafted for those who can decipher it. For some, it's a lure, a promise of something more, while for others, it's a warning, a flash that says, stay away. In the cold, crushing depths of the Hadal Zone, where the pressure could crush a human like a tin can, these creatures are like poets of the deep. Their light's a form of expression, a testament to their resilience. They do not just survive. They thrive in a place where life was never meant to exist. Each flash of bioluminescence is a reminder that even in the darkest corners of the world, life finds a way to express itself, to communicate, and to endure. It's a silent conversation in the dark, a dialogue between creatures that understand the language of light. And in that conversation, there's something profoundly human, a need to connect, to be seen, to be understood. So, as you imagine the depths of the Hadal Zone, where the darkness is absolute and the cold is relentless, remember that even here, life refuses to be silent. It speaks through the language of light, a language that, in some strange way, resonates with the deepest parts of our own need to connect, to reach out, and to be a part of something larger than ourselves. In the depths of the ocean, where light dares not tread and pressure crushes most life, Hadal organisms forge bonds that seem almost like ancient pacts of survival. Imagine being in a place so isolated that every breath, every movement, relies on the delicate balance of trust and interdependence. Down there, life doesn't just coexist. It intertwines in ways that are as vital as they are mysterious. Take the relationship between certain fish and the bacteria living within them. In the crushing darkness, where nutrients are scarce, these bacteria convert chemicals from the surrounding water into energy. It's as if the bacteria are feeding the fish directly, a silent, unspoken agreement that allows both to thrive where neither could alone. This isn't just survival. It's an understanding, almost an unspoken agreement, between two different forms of life. The fish provide the bacteria with a home, and in return, the bacteria nourish their hosts, sustaining life in a realm where it's almost impossible to imagine. Picture another relationship, one where deep-sea worms host bacteria inside their bodies. The worms, blind and fragile, wander the ocean floor, entirely dependent on these internal allies. The bacteria break down the toxic chemicals spewing from hydrothermal vents, transforming them into nutrients the worms can use. It's as if the worms carry their own personal life support system, a symbiotic partnership that transforms inhospitable environments into something survivable, even livable. These relationships are not just biological conveniences. They are profound connections that highlight the resilience and adaptability of life. In the Hadal Zone, where conditions are so extreme that the idea of life seems almost absurd, these organisms have learned that survival is not a solitary journey. Instead, it's a shared experience, one where the boundaries between self and other blur, and where every living thing is a part of something greater. In these dark, crushing depths, life finds a way not through strength alone, but through the delicate, almost intimate partnerships that echo the connections we see in our own lives. It's a reminder that even in the most isolated and harsh environments, connection and cooperation are what allow life to endure, to flourish against all odds. The ocean's depths are a realm shrouded in darkness, where light from the sun never reaches and pressure crushes down with a weight unimaginable to those who dwell on the surface. Yet, even here, life finds a way to not just survive, but to thrive in astonishing diversity. The Hadal Zone, which plunges deeper than 6,000 meters, is a place where the very idea of life seems improbable, and yet it flourishes in forms both alien and wondrous. Imagine a place where the rules of existence are rewritten, where creatures must adapt to conditions so extreme that the slightest miscalculation means instant death. In this abyss, the temperatures hover just above freezing, and the pressure is so intense it could easily crush most known life forms. But life is persistent, defying the odds, driven by the same primal force that ignites a spark within each of us. In these crushing depths, organisms have evolved in ways that seem almost magical. Bioluminescent bodies that light up the darkness like stars in the night sky, and extraordinary senses that can detect the faintest whisper of life in a world of silence. These creatures, some tiny, some massive, are more than just survivors. They are pioneers of a frontier more alien than any distant planet. They don't just cling to life. They embrace it with a resilience that reflects a raw, almost spiritual connection to the very fabric of existence. The biodiversity found here is a testament to the adaptability and tenacity of life. Species unique to these depths, unknown and unseen by human eyes until recent technological advancements, live in symbiosis with their environment. Giant tube worms, ghostly snailfish, and bizarre amphipods all contribute to an ecosystem as complex and interconnected as any coral reef or rainforest. But there's more to this than just biological curiosity. These ecosystems tell us something profound about life itself, about our place in the universe and the extraordinary conditions under which life can persist. They force us to reconsider what it means to be alive, to thrive, and to adapt. The creatures of the Hadal Zone exist on the knife's edge of what is possible, and yet they flourish. In them, we see reflections of our own struggles and triumphs, our own ability to adapt to life's challenges. They are a mirror held up to our resilience, reminding us that even in the most inhospitable places, life finds a way, and in doing so, reveals the boundless potential that lies within us all. The Hadal Zone, far from being a barren wasteland, is a vibrant, living testament to the beauty and strength of life in its most extreme forms. It's a world that challenges our understanding and ignites our imagination, inviting us to explore, to learn, and to marvel at the incredible diversity of life that exists in places we once thought were devoid of it. In the silent, crushing darkness, life not only survives, it thrives, as a reminder that the spirit of life is unyielding, no matter how deep the darkness or how heavy the pressure. Deep beneath the ocean's surface, far beyond the reach of sunlight, lies a world so remote and alien that it might as well be another planet. The Hadal Zone, named after Hades, the Greek god of the underworld, is a place where life clings to existence in ways that challenge our understanding of survival. Here, the water pressure is crushing, the temperatures are near freezing, and the darkness is absolute. Yet, in this seemingly inhospitable environment, life not only persists but forms intricate webs of interaction, a testament to nature's resilience. The food web of the Hadal Zone begins with a rain of organic matter, known as marine snow, that drifts down from the upper layers of the ocean. This snow is composed of the remnants of dead organisms, fecal matter, and other detritus that, over time, makes its way to the abyss. It may seem like a meager source of nourishment, but in the depths where resources are scarce, every particle is precious. Scavengers like amphipods and polychaete worms are the first to seize upon these tiny morsels, their bodies specially adapted to survive the immense pressure and cold. But the story doesn't end with these small creatures. Larger predators, such as deep-sea fish and certain species of shrimp, patrol the darkness, relying on their heightened senses to detect the faintest signs of movement. In a world without light, many have evolved bioluminescence, a ghostly glow that serves as both a lure for prey and a form of communication. These predators are not just hunters. They are also prey for even larger creatures, such as giant squids or the elusive deep-sea sharks, who glide through the water like shadows. What makes the Hadal Zone's food web so fascinating is its reliance on a delicate balance, one that has been honed over millions of years. Each organism, from the smallest scavenger to the largest predator, plays a crucial role in maintaining this balance. Disruptions in this web can have far-reaching consequences, rippling through the entire ecosystem in ways that are difficult to predict. Unlike the more familiar ecosystems of the surface, where the sun drives photosynthesis and provides energy, the Hadal Zone is driven by a slow, almost haunting rhythm of decay and consumption. There is also a sense of mystery that surrounds these deep-sea communities. We know so little about them, and each new discovery challenges what we thought we understood about life on Earth. The creatures of the Hadal Zone are survivors in the truest sense, thriving in an environment where life seems impossible. They remind us that even in the most extreme conditions, life finds a way. It's a humbling thought, one that forces us to reconsider our place in the natural world and the lengths to which living things will go to endure. In the silent, shadowy depths of the ocean, where sunlight never reaches and the pressure is unimaginable, communication takes on a form that is both alien and deeply profound. Imagine living in a world where sight is almost useless, where the only way to connect with others of your kind is through the delicate vibrations of sound. This is the reality for many deep-sea species, whose survival hinges on their ability to send and receive acoustic signals. These sounds are not just random noises. They are carefully crafted messages, each one carrying a wealth of information across vast, dark expanses. In a place where visibility is nearly zero, sound becomes the thread that weaves the fabric of existence. A simple click, a series of pulses, or a low-frequency hum can convey everything from the location of food to the presence of a predator, or even the subtle signals of a mate's interest. These acoustic signals travel far, cutting through the dense water with remarkable efficiency, reaching others who may be hidden behind towering underwater mountains or drifting silently in the blackness. Each species has its own unique way of communicating, developed over millions of years to suit its particular environment. Some rely on high-pitched echolocation, sending out bursts of sound that bounce off objects and return to create a mental map of their surroundings. Others use low-frequency calls that can travel for miles, their deep tones reverberating through the water, carrying messages of territory, danger, or desire. But it's not just about survival. There's a deeper, almost poetic dimension to this form of communication. In the vast emptiness of the deep sea, where isolation is the norm, these sounds are a lifeline, a way to reach out across the darkness and find connection. It's a reminder that even in the most extreme and inhospitable places, life finds a way to express itself, to reach out, to be heard. For the creatures that call the deep sea home, sound is everything. It's their language, their lifeblood, their way of making sense of a world that is as mysterious as it is unforgiving. Through the subtle art of acoustic communication, they maintain a fragile balance in a realm where the margins of survival are razor-thin. Theirs is a world where silence can be deadly, and a single note, perfectly pitched, can mean the difference between life and death. In this watery abyss, where the weight of the world presses down from above, the language of sound is spoken with an elegance and precision that is nothing short of miraculous. Beneath the vast expanse of the ocean lies a world largely unseen, where time moves slowly and the weight of history is etched into every grain of sediment. Deep-sea sediment is not just the silent accumulation of particles, it is a chronicle of the Earth's ancient past. Each layer, composed of dust carried by winds, volcanic ash, or the remains of tiny marine organisms, tells a story that stretches back millions of years. These sediments settle over millennia, forming a thick blanket that covers the ocean floor, patiently recording the planet's geological and biological history. As you descend into the abyss, these layers of sediment become a tapestry, woven with threads of life and death, calm and catastrophe. The deeper you go, the older the sediment, taking you further back in time, revealing the whispers of epochs long forgotten. But it's not just history that lies hidden in these depths. There are treasures as well, mineral deposits that have formed under immense pressure over vast stretches of time. These deposits, rich in metals like manganese, cobalt, and nickel, are not mere rocks but the result of extraordinary processes that have taken place over millions of years. Imagine these deposits as the Earth's hidden vaults, each one a potential key to understanding not only our planet's past, but also its future. They lie in silence, far from the reach of sunlight, shaped by forces that defy imagination. The minerals within them are the remnants of ancient volcanic activity, hydrothermal vents spewing minerals from the Earth's core, and the slow, inexorable movements of tectonic plates. Yet, these mineral deposits are more than just a potential resource. They are a reminder of the complexity and interconnectedness of our planet. To touch them is to touch a piece of Earth's deep time history, a connection to processes that began long before human life and will continue long after. In the cold, dark silence of the ocean's depths, the sediment and minerals stand as guardians of the Earth's deepest secrets, waiting for those who dare to seek them out. In the deep, hidden folds of the Earth's crust, where light has never dared to venture, lies a world that quietly hums with the rhythm of life and death. Oceanic trenches, those profound scars on the ocean floor, are not just geological marvels. They are the sentinels of Earth's carbon cycle. Imagine the relentless pull of gravity drawing down organic matter, from the tiniest plankton to the remains of ancient creatures, into these dark chasms. This descent is not just a journey into the abyss, but a passage into Earth's deep memory, where carbon is stored away, sometimes for millions of years. Beneath the crushing weight of the ocean, life persists in these trenches, slow and deliberate, feeding on what little drifts down from above. The organisms here, though few and far between, play a vital role in breaking down this organic matter, a process that locks carbon into the sediments. But this isn't the end of the story. As tectonic plates shift and grind against each other, some of this carbon is buried deeper, where heat and pressure may eventually transform it into limestone or other carbon-rich minerals. In this way, oceanic trenches act like nature's vault, sequestering carbon and regulating the Earth's climate over geological timescales. Yet, the trenches are also gateways where carbon can be released back into the atmosphere. Through volcanic activity and the movement of Earth's mantle, carbon that has been hidden away for eons can re-emerge, subtly influencing global temperatures and the delicate balance of life. This push and pull, this silent exchange between the deep ocean and the atmosphere, is a reminder of the interconnectedness of all things, a dance between life, death, and the forces that shape our planet. In these trenches, where life and carbon find their final resting places, we see the Earth's resilience and its ability to adapt and regulate itself. The carbon cycle, with its roots deep in these shadowy depths, is a testament to the planet's enduring capacity to sustain life, even in the most unlikely of places. And so, these oceanic trenches, far from the reach of human eyes, play a role in the story of life that is as ancient as the Earth itself. Imagine standing at the shore, watching waves crash against the rocks, feeling the pull of the ocean's immense power. Now, picture this power extending far beyond what our eyes can see, plunging deep into the abyss, where sunlight never reaches. The deep sea environment is one of the last truly wild frontiers on Earth, teeming with life forms that have adapted to the crushing pressure, extreme cold, and perpetual darkness. Yet, even in this isolated world, the impacts of climate change are beginning to show their hand, like an unseen force disturbing a delicate balance that has existed for millennia. The deep sea has always been a place where time moves differently, where evolution takes its time sculpting creatures perfectly suited to an environment that changes little over the eons. But as the Earth's surface warms, the oceans are absorbing much of this excess heat, sending subtle but significant ripples down to the depths. Warmer waters, though seemingly mild by our standards, can be catastrophic to deep-sea creatures. They rely on stable, cold temperatures, and even a slight increase can disrupt their metabolic rates, reproductive cycles, and survival. The melting of polar ice caps is adding another layer of disruption. As freshwater from glaciers dilutes the salinity of the oceans, it alters the density and circulation of the water, affecting the currents that bring nutrients from the surface to the deep sea. These currents are the lifeblood of the deep ocean, providing the energy that sustains its diverse ecosystems. When these currents falter or change course, entire food webs can collapse, leaving behind a silent void where once there was a bustling community of life. In these depths, the animals and organisms are already living on the edge of existence. Many of them depend on the falling of marine snow, organic matter that drifts down from the upper layers of the ocean. Climate change is altering the productivity of the surface ocean, reducing the amount of this vital snow. With less food reaching the seafloor, the creatures of the deep find themselves in an even more precarious position, struggling to survive in an environment that is becoming increasingly hostile. The ocean's chemistry is also shifting. As the atmosphere absorbs more carbon dioxide, a portion of it dissolves into the ocean, leading to a process known as ocean acidification. The deep sea is not immune to this change. Acidifying waters can erode the shells of delicate organisms like foraminifera and pteropods, which play crucial roles in the deep sea food web. These changes ripple outwards, affecting species that rely on them for food and ultimately altering the entire ecosystem in ways we are only beginning to understand. Humanity may be distant from these deep-sea realms, but our actions are felt even in these darkest corners of the planet. The deep sea is a world we seldom see, yet it is intricately connected to the health of our planet. As we grapple with the challenges of climate change on land, it's vital to remember that the consequences of our choices extend far beyond the horizon. plunging into the very heart of the Earth's last great wilderness. The deep sea, with all its mysteries, is silently enduring the weight of our world's warming. A reminder that no place on Earth is untouched by the changes we set in motion. Far beneath the sunlit waves, in the remote and shadowed depths of the Hadal Zone, lies a world that seems almost untouched by the surface above. It's a place where life has adapted to pressures so immense that the human imagination struggles to fathom it. Yet, even here, in this sanctuary of the abyss, the fingerprints of human activity are beginning to leave their mark. Imagine the descent of pollutants, each tiny particle carried by currents that travel for miles before finally sinking to the ocean floor. What might start as a harmless speck becomes a part of this deep-sea environment, integrating into the sediments that form the very foundation of the Hadal ecosystem. Over time, these pollutants, microplastics, heavy metals, and other chemical remnants, accumulate, embedding themselves into the fabric of the deep-sea community. Creatures that have evolved over millennia to survive in extreme conditions now find themselves ingesting these foreign materials, their bodies unprepared for the toxins they contain. This intrusion is not just limited to the physical contamination of their habitat. The Hadal Zone, though distant and dark, is also feeling the impacts of climate change. As global temperatures rise, the oceans are warming, and with that comes a cascade of effects. The very currents that feed this deep-sea world are shifting, altering the delicate balance of nutrient flow that supports life at these depths. What once was a steady supply of organic matter, drifting down like a gentle rain, is now threatened by changes in temperature and ocean chemistry. The acidification of the oceans, a direct result of increased carbon dioxide levels, further complicates this fragile ecosystem. The deep-sea creatures, already living on the edge of survival, must now contend with a world that is becoming increasingly inhospitable. Even human exploration, driven by curiosity and the thirst for knowledge, carries with it unintended consequences. The very act of studying this hidden world can disrupt the finely tuned environment. Submersibles and other research equipment, while designed to be minimally invasive, can stir up sediments, introduce new pollutants, or even disturb the delicate creatures that dwell there. The Hadal Zone, once a realm of mystery and resilience, is now becoming a witness to the far-reaching impacts of human activity, an unwelcome reminder of how interconnected our planet truly is. In the silence of these depths, where life has adapted to the extremes of pressure and darkness, there is a growing tension, a silent struggle against the encroaching threats from above. The Hadal Zone may seem distant, a place far removed from the concerns of daily life, yet it is part of the same Earth that we inhabit. And as we continue to alter the world above, we must grapple with the reality that even the most remote corners of our planet are not beyond the reach of our influence. The deep-sea creatures, resilient as they are, cannot defend themselves against this new wave of change. The future of the Hadal Zone, and the life it harbors, now hangs in the balance, its fate intertwined with the choices we make as stewards of our world. The Hadal Zone, a realm that remains largely untouched by human exploration, holds within it the potential to revolutionize our understanding of life on Earth. As researchers prepare to plunge deeper into this abyss, the mysteries waiting to be uncovered are profound. Picture the scene. A submersible descends into the darkness, the lights piercing through the water, revealing a world that has evolved in isolation for millennia. Each discovery down there, whether a new species or an unexpected geological formation, offers a glimpse into the resilience of life and the adaptability of organisms under extreme conditions. This exploration is not just about cataloging species or mapping out the trenches. It's about confronting the limits of human knowledge and daring to push beyond them. The creatures that inhabit these depths may hold secrets to medical breakthroughs, offering compounds or biological processes that could inspire new treatments or technologies. For instance, the way some organisms withstand crushing pressures could lead to innovations in materials science or even space exploration. As scientists venture further, they are driven by a mix of curiosity and a profound respect for the unknown. Each sample collected, each observation made, is a step toward answering fundamental questions about our planet's history and its capacity for life. There's also a very human element in the perseverance required to conduct this research. The challenges are immense, technical, psychological, and even existential. Operating in an environment where the margin for error is slim, researchers must constantly innovate, problem solve, and adapt. Yet, there's an undeniable allure to the Hadal Zone, a pull that compels scientists to keep going despite the risks. The pursuit of knowledge, the desire to explore, To understand what lies beneath is a testament to the indomitable human spirit. The potential implications of this research stretch beyond biology. Understanding the Hadal Zone's role in global processes, such as carbon cycling and climate regulation, could reshape our approach to environmental stewardship. It's a reminder that the most profound insights often come from the most unlikely places, that the Earth still has secrets to share if we are brave enough to seek them out. And as we push the boundaries of exploration, we also push the boundaries of our imagination, challenging ourselves to think differently, to see the world not just as it is, but as it could be. In the end, the Hadal Zone is not just a frontier for science. It is a frontier for humanity. It invites us to reflect on our place in the world, on the resilience and fragility of life, and on the unyielding drive to understand the unknown. Each discovery is a small victory, not just for the scientific community, but for all of us, as it adds another piece to the puzzle of life on Earth. The future of research in the Hadal Zone is a journey into the depths of both our planet and our own nature. A journey that promises to reshape our understanding of life itself. Having journeyed through the Hadal Zone, we've glimpsed the incredible geology, the resilient life forms, and the technological marvels that allow us to explore these deep, dark places. It's a reminder of just how little we know about our own planet and how much there is still to uncover. Thank you for diving into the depths with me today. If this exploration sparked your curiosity or left you in awe of the ocean's mysteries, please consider liking the video. It helps others find this content too. And if you're eager to keep exploring the unseen and the unknown, subscribing to Quiet Universe will ensure you don't miss out on future adventures. The ocean holds countless stories yet to be told, and together, we can continue to reveal them, one discovery at a time. Until our next journey, stay curious and keep your sense of wonder alive.